Hi y'all, my name is Heather B and I do be reading. Today we are going to talk about something that I wish I did a lot more than I currently do, and that is listening to audiobooks. Let's get into it. I have always been an avid reader. Ever since I was in elementary school, I flew through books. I've always loved reading physical books. When I was a teenager, I got a Kindle for Christmas, and that was my first time experiencing ebooks. And actually, when I got the Kindle, I cried, and my mom was like, "Oh, you're so happy with it." And I was like, "No, I don't want this. I can't use this. It's not reading. It doesn't count." I don't know why I felt that way. It's almost like when the older generations were like mad that music became digital and like wasn't on records anymore. That was where my brain went, which is crazy because I think I was literally 15. Since then, it's been a long journey, but a couple years later, I did get a Kindle. I have fallen in love with it. I also have a Books Palma, which I carry around at all times, and I do read a lot on my phone ebook-wise, so I do a little bit of both physical books and ebooks, but one thing that I don't touch is audiobooks, and there's a reason for that. Just like the weird stigma that I had for ebooks, I have a similar stigma in my brain. The audiobooks don't count. I thought for the longest time ebooks didn't count, and I still feel that way about audiobooks. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't feel that way when other people count audiobooks as reading. I don't care what you count as reading. I don't care if you count audiobooks, ebooks, physical books, only ebooks, only audiobook, whatever you want. I don't care. It's not affecting me. I care when I count audiobooks as reading for myself. It feels like cheating. I don't know why I feel that way, and I don't want to feel that way because, frankly, I'm losing a lot of time that I could be reading, not reading because I don't listen to audiobooks, if that makes sense. I started doing this segment, if you will, on TikTok called Tuning In Tuesday, where every Tuesday I check in and I talk about an audiobook that I listened to and whether I liked it or disliked it and what I took out of the experience. The first 3 books that I listened to, the only 3 books that I've listened to so far, were Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and Accidentally Yours by Christina Lauren. The first book, being Daisy Jones and the Six, I've talked about it before on here. I absolutely adored it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. That is one book that I think if I had read it in a physical copy, the experience would have been completely different. I don't think I would have rated it a 5, to be completely honest. I'm so glad I listened to that book in audio form. It was so good. It was phenomenal. I kept forgetting that the band wasn't a real band. I felt like I was listening to an episode of MTV's Behind the Music. It was wild. It was such a good experience for me. I absolutely loved it. Then I listened to The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and I hated that book. I hated every character in that book, but I did find that I do like listening to mystery books in audiobook form. So there was a positive to come out of that. I ended up rating that book a 3 because the writing wasn't bad. I was just so agitated with every single character. The characters were literally just so agitating, and I was so annoyed about everything that I think I just like skipped through the ending of that book. Like I skipped through the last like 2 chapters. I just kept fast forwarding because I was not interested. The third book that I listened to was Accidentally Yours by Christina Lauren. This was an Amazon original, and they do these a lot for holidays. This one specifically was for Valentine's Day, and there was a bunch of them they lumped all together for Valentine's Day. And I listened to the Christina Lauren one because I know that I already like their writing, and I figured it would be quick and simple, and I would enjoy it. And I did. I really did. I rated it a 4 out of 5. It's very rare that I rate a novella higher than a 4. It has to be absolutely phenomenal for me to do that. I really enjoyed that book. I really enjoyed listening to a novella. I really enjoyed the writing and the plot and everything about it. I think, honestly, this week I might do another novella, but I'm not entirely sure because I do have a lot of driving tomorrow, which is Monday. So I might be able to do a little bit longer of a book. We'll see. But anyway, I did greatly enjoy that book. I do normally enjoy the Amazon originals. They're just a lot of romance authors that I am already interested in, that I already read a lot of, so it's nice to get like small snippets of them in between their books when they come out. So I'm saying all this to say that it is Sunday night. I have not picked an audiobook yet, so it is time for me to do that. I have a half hour of driving tonight, I have a half hour of driving tomorrow morning, and then I have an hour and a half of driving tomorrow night up to Philly to go to the Flyers game, and it's Fourth Wing night. I'm so excited. And then I have another hour and a half drive back home that night. So decent amount of driving. Plus, I got these brand new headphones that I'm really excited to try out. They look like jewelry. I'm so hyped about these. And I always have this problem where headphones, specifically AirPods, hurt my ear the way that they sit in my ear. So I can only listen to an audiobook or something at work for so long before my ear gets really agitated. These actually sit on the outside of your ear. So they have this larger part goes on the back of your ear, the smaller part goes on the inside, and it fits around my earring, which is great. And you just pop it on, and it looks kind of like jewelry on the outside. They're so stinking cute, and they're not as noise canceling as AirPods, which is fantastic because when you're at work, noise canceling, not really the best idea. Y'all catch my drift? So these are going to be great. I'm excited to try these out at work tomorrow. We'll see how everything goes. I'm going to go pick out my audiobook for this week, and I will be right back, and I'll let you guys know what I pick. Okay, I don't want anything crazy long because it's Sunday night. I want something like 8 hours or less, preferably. It would be okay if it went up to 10, I guess, but I'm hoping for something a little bit shorter, but not like a novella. I definitely want a full book. 11 hours might even be okay too. Okay, I think I found a book. I have heard a lot about this book, and I don't normally read mysteries. But I did say that I like mysteries in an audiobook form now, so I think I might pick this book. This is Alice Feeney's Rock, Paper, Scissors. I have heard about this book from so many different book content creators. It's ridiculous, and it's a little over 10 hours. I think I can get that done between tonight and tomorrow, and possibly even Tuesday morning if I have to. I think I can get this done. I don't even know what it's about. We're going to go in blind because I feel like that's the best way to go into a mystery thriller. I tend to guess the endings very, very quickly, and that's why I don't read a lot of mystery thrillers. But I did say that I enjoyed The Housemaid being a mystery thriller and listening to it. I think that's because you get a lot more of the like emotional depth and you get a lot more of the nuance in being able to hear the fear and the worry and the anger in somebody's voice than you would out of just like a physical copy of a book and just reading on paper. So I think we're gonna go with this one. Wish me luck, you guys. I'm gonna start it tonight. All right, so I've been listening for about a half hour already, and so far I'm really enjoying the writing of this book. It's very, very, very good. There is one line that sticks out to me, and I want to tell you guys about it. So we are met with an FMC and an MMC who are older. They're in their 40s, or they just turned 40, and they are struggling with their marriage. They've been married for a while, and they're on the cusp of getting a divorce, so they are taking a vacation alone for the weekend as recommended by their therapist before they decide to call it quits, I guess. And the FMC is talking about how her MMC is a good guy. He doesn't cheat. He is a screenwriter for movies, but he bases all of them off of popular novels or just novels in general, and then writes the screenplays, and they tend to do pretty well. So she is talking about how his obsession is his work. And she says, "My husband does not cheat on me with other women or men. He has love affairs with their words." And I'm just absolutely obsessed with that line. I'm enjoying this so much already, and I have no idea where it's going to go. I have like 8 guesses as to what's going to happen, but I have no clue. So we'll see how it goes. All right, y'all, I am back. It is Monday morning. I am on my way into work. I'm about an hour-ish into this book. I don't trust anybody in this book. Not a single person. Not except for the dog. Bob seems like a good dude. I trust Bob. Honestly, I would trust any dog in any book. But I definitely trust Bob. Everybody else? Not so much. not so much. I am really enjoying this. I really like the writing style of this book, and I really like the narrators as well. I was not expecting it to be narrated in a British accent, I will say that. So it's a little tricky trying to find good timing with how quickly I want it to be read to me. Plus, it seems like whoever's narrating for the FMC speaks a lot slower than whoever's narrating for the MMC. So it's tricky when it switches between POVs. Sometimes I have to slow it down for the MMC's POV. But I am really enjoying this book, and I'm going to head into work. I'm going to head into work. I'm going to use my cool new headphones in work and see how they work out. And I will check in with you guys, hopefully at lunch, if not right when I get done work. All right, y'all, today has been absolute chaos. I did not take a lunch break. I am a little bit over 50% of the way through this book. I have no idea what's going on. Not a clue. I don't know. I thought I knew. I thought I had an idea. I don't want to give anything away, but I have no idea what's happening. There's so many like weird little nuggets of information that you're getting every once in a while that it's like almost hard to keep track of what your guess is as to what's happening, which is a good thing because normally I can guess mystery books endings way too quickly. This one, not a clue. So I am leaving to head to Philly. It is an hour and a half drive up there. I will be listening to the audiobook the whole way up, and then the whole way home I will be listening as well. I am hoping I can get the audiobook done by tonight. If not, I'll definitely get it done tomorrow morning. I will check back in tonight after the game, likely. Don't know if I'll be home or in the parking lot or where I'll be, but I will see you guys very shortly. All right, my gorgeous friends, I am finally home after all of that driving. And I am exhausted. I'm in my pajamas, but I do want to talk to you guys really quickly about, one, the game that I just came from, because it was really cool, and two, how the audiobook is going. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the game that I just came from. I just came from the Flyers game, which had a 4th wing night, and I bought the Wing Leader VIP package, which meant that I got tickets to the game, but I also got a couple of other things to go along with it. I wish I had been able to get there earlier because the festivities started at 3. Unfortunately, I work on Mondays, so I couldn't get there. It takes like an hour and a half for me to actually get to Philly, so I didn't get there until like 6. But they did still have a lot of the stuff set up. They had like balloon arches everywhere that said like Basquiat, and they had one that said Rip Liam, and I was like, that's aggressive. And then they had a charm making station, they had some photo ops, they had specialty drinks, they had some food, they had all kinds of stuff. It was very, very cool. I didn't get to partake in a lot of that stuff because I got there later, but I did get all of the swag, and I wanted to show it to you guys because it's so, so cute. So if you love 4th Wing, you will appreciate this stuff. I am a diehard Flyers fan. I have been for years now. And so having stuff that is dedicated to the Flyers, but is also 4th Wing is like amazing to me. So one of the first things that we got, I'll go from least exciting to most exciting. The first thing that we got was a sticker. And this is kind of the symbol that they used for the entirety of the night. So it's got the Flyers logo, and then it's got some dragons on it. Very cute. We love her. Then we got this bookmark, which this bookmark, so it's got the Flyers and then it's got the dragons on it. This bookmark is like metal. Hold on. I don't know if you can hear that. This bookmark's like metal, which is really cool. It's very nice quality. Very pleased with that. I thought when they said we were getting a bookmark, we were getting like a paper bookmark, and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Then we got these sweatshirts, which, again, diehard Flyers fan, so this is really cool to me. This is the front of the sweatshirt. So it's got this, once again, this like little 4th Wing / Flyers logo. And it's got this cool ribbed pattern around the openings. And it's got it on the bottom too. The actual outside of the sweatshirt feels like almost scuba-like material, but the inside's insanely soft. Like, it's pretty good quality. And then the back is the dragons. This is so cute. I'm like obsessed with this. The last thing that we got, if you got the VIP wing leader package, was a special edition of Fourth Wing. This is what the side stencils look like. So it goes from the orange, just like the cover goes from the orange to the light gold. It goes from orange and then all the way up to the light gold. And the coolest part is that it comes with a signed bookplate. And it's Flyers themed from Rebecca Yarros. Very excited about that. And then during the game, they did play a message from Rebecca Yarros because she wasn't there. But they did play a message from her and she was wearing like Flyers gear and it was cool. I loved it. Getting back to the audiobook, I am almost finished with the audiobook. Let's see where I'm at. Give me 1 second and I will check it. I am 76% of the way through this audiobook. I don't know if you can see that. 76% of the way. I have about 2 hours left, a little over 2 hours left. This book's wild. I have no idea what's going on. I have not a clue. Every time I think I know what's going on, something else happens and I'm like, wait a second. So this book, and I think I kind of explained it a little bit earlier, but this book is an FMC and an MMC. It is dual POV. It's actually more than dual POV, but you get that a little further into the book. So the MMC and the FMC are married, and their marriage is kind of rocky. Like, you understand in the beginning of the book that they're going away on a weekend that was suggested by their marriage counselor. So the marriage counselor is like, this is the last ditch effort. Give it a try. See if it helps. If it doesn't, we'll talk about it when you get back. We'll see what you guys want to do. But at least give it a shot. Have some uninterrupted time together. See what you come up with. So that's kind of the introduction in the beginning of the book. So you're like, okay, marriage is rocky. There's something going on. And as you get further into the book, both characters are telling you that they have secrets. You don't know what the secrets are, but both characters are telling you that they have secrets. And they're alluding to certain secrets. So you're going through the entirety of the book trying to figure out what these secrets are. I'm not kidding you. Like, that's what your brain is doing the entire time you're listening to this book or reading it. And you're going through the whole thing like, well, I think it's this, or I think it's that. And obviously the normal thought process, or at least my normal thought process, is that there must be some sort of cheating going on, because as you're going through, it goes through all of their anniversaries. It goes like back through time, and the wife wrote the husband a letter during each anniversary to him about the past year. And as it goes through time, he really doesn't seem that bad, and neither does she. So you're like, something big must have happened. And my brain automatically goes, okay, one of them probably cheated. And they kind of, I don't know, like, I feel like that things were alluded to, but none of them are actually happening, or none of them have actually happened. And I don't know what's going on. Like, literally, I'm 76% of the way through. They just threw another twist in there. So you're like, I don't know what's going on, dude. I don't have a guess. I don't know. I want it to move a little bit faster. I feel like it's not moving fast enough for me. There's too many twists. You ever read a book that's a mystery or a thriller and like they just keep throwing things in there to throw you off the scent, but like there's too many of them? Like, it's too much. Just get me to the end at this point. That's how I feel about most mystery books. I don't dislike it. It is very good. Overall, I'm just really enjoying the writing style. I am a little hesitant about the narrators because, as I've stated before, the MMC's narrator reads a little bit faster than the FMC's narrator, and it's making it hard for me to pick the speed at which I listen to it. But other than that, they're pretty good. Like, their voices are good. I'm not getting like agitated by anything they're saying, or I'm not getting thrown off by accents, even though they both have British accents. I'm not getting thrown off by them. They're very good. It's really just the speed issue. Other than that, they're very good. I'm just like, I want it to move a tiny bit faster. And I think I feel this way with all. This is the way most people feel about reading a romance book. Most people read a romance book and they're like, we already know what's going to happen. I just want it to move faster. Just get to the end. I don't feel that way with romance books. I want to understand all the little nuances that are going on in the romance and in their lives. Outside of the romance, I want to understand every part of the picture. Whereas in a mystery thriller book, I just want you to get to the end. I know there's going to be a twist. I know something's crazy is going to happen. You don't need to put 8,000 twists in there. Pick a couple, all right? But I always feel that way about mysteries, so that's just me thing. I plan on finishing this tomorrow morning, probably while I'm at work. So then once I get home tomorrow after work, I will check back in. I will let you guys know how it went. I'm liking it so far. I don't know if I'm a mystery thriller girly. I think that's really, really what it comes down to. But I'll check back in once I'm done. Y'all, what in the heck did I just finish? Okay, so I am officially done Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney. I finished it today while I was at work. I did the audiobook. And I have a lot of thoughts. I've been thinking about it since I finished it. So I finished it at 11-ish, 11:30, and I have not stopped thinking about it. I even got up and went and told my coworker who likes mystery books, I was like, if you have not read this or listened to it, you would enjoy it. So you should give it a shot. I'm going to be rating it a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it would take a lot for me to rate a mystery and thriller book anywhere above a 4, because for me, again, to me, the mystery and thriller genre is what the romance genre is to so many other people. It's just like light and fluffy and silly for me. I don't really get attached to the characters very easily, and it's very hard for me to feel that emotional buy-in to what's happening, because normally what's happening is just so far-fetched and ridiculous that, like, they just try to throw twists in that you're not going to see coming, which means that the twists are just insane. So for me, they're just fun, goofy, silly, whereas with a romance, I can actually get emotionally invested, I can get involved, and I feel more a part of the story, which makes me then, in turn, 1, enjoy it more, and 2, rate it higher because I have that emotional buy-in. So I did rate it a 4 out of 5. It was great. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with it. I felt like I was watching a horror movie, kind of. Like, it was just, I don't want to spoil anything, so it's hard to even, like, give a synopsis. So I just won't, because I don't want to spoil anything. I would hate for a mystery or thriller book to be spoiled for me. So I'm not going to say anything other than I thought I knew where it was going, and then I did not. I did not. Yeah, it was great. I had a fun time with it. I'm really glad that I am trying to branch out and do more audiobooks because, for one, I was very stressed out all day today at work because I was on deadline. I was trying to get some things done. And a lot of the stuff that I was doing was all, like, data entry driven. So it's mindless, but it's not. Like, I'm copying and pasting things and moving things around. So I don't need full brain power, but it's taxing on, like, my eyes. I didn't really get up a lot because I was just staring at the computer the whole day. Like, having that audiobook in my ear kept me calm and kind of kept me focused on the fact that I didn't need to be as stressed out as I was, because, yeah, I was on deadline, but, like, deadline's not today, it's Thursday. So, like, I was stressing myself out more than I needed to. And I kept getting, when I would get pulled into the story a little bit more, and I would kind of, like, phase out for a second or two while I was working and just, like, stop typing and just sit there and be like, huh? Every time I would do that, it reminded me that, like, I don't need to be as stressed out as I am right now. So that was really cool. It just kind of gave my brain those little brain breaks while I was doing things, even though I wasn't actually getting up and taking a break. So that's nice as well. And this is the only way, I'm convinced, the only way I can enjoy mystery and thriller books. So that's great too. I really love that. Overall, I'm very excited to continue with Tuning In Tuesdays. I actually have to finish my TikTok post now, so I'm going to go do that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of these, I can post them every once in a while. Just let me know. Please, if you can, do all the fun things, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.